hi Jessica.
Hi, Mike.
Nice to sit down with you. We already had a bit of a chat, but I really wanted to get to know you a little bit better. I've got some questions in mind that I still don't know about you, and I think a lot of people are very interested about your life and your career especially. So I would like to start a little bit at the beginning. I think I want to get a little bit of context first about how you got to being here and operating at this level. So the general question I'm sure you always get, will get a bit more interesting as we go, but how did the love for horses start for you? When did you find that passion?
At the age of 4.
Young.
Yeah, very young. And I have to say at the beginning, I'm not from a typical riding family, so my parents didn't ride, and the only connection to horses we had was our aunt. She was breeding Levitzer ponies.
Okay, yeah.
And she had some ponies close to Rosenheim, a town nearby, and we visited her, and I was able to get on a horse, and the first day I was in the stable, and the first time I sat on a horse I was addicted to them. And it was really love at first sight.
And when you started, did you straight away connect with dressage?
No. I was really starting like a little girl who wants to ride 1 time a week on schooling horses. It was the entrance to the riding sport I had, and a few years later my brother and I also started to do vaulting.
Okay, that's different.
And we had a lot of fun doing that as well, and I think it was very good for us, for our balance and everything. And when I was 7 years old, we had the opportunity to move to Aubenhausen, the place we are living now. And this changed everything.
And so when did you start kind of nurturing that passion that you have now for dressage, but when did you first get that hint of there's something there that interests me?
So the love for animals was there when I was really young. I also stopped eating meat at the age of 4.
Oh wow, okay.
Crazy
so from
about
the beginning you
animals.
had that.
My whole room was full of animal posters, and animals were always something special to me. And to be a dressage rider, I think it was at the age of 8. It was the first time I said, I want to go to the Olympics.
Wow, at 8?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Yes. It took some more years to get closer, and I haven't been there yet. But I was very close to it in Rio 4 years ago. I was a reserve rider for the German team. And now I'm hoping that Tokyo will take place.
Yeah,
next
I hope
year.
so too.
So
I hope so too. And so you found out you had that love for dressage, and then what happened then? Did you start telling your parents, I want to do dressage? Because clearly you had competitive goals. It wasn't just at home.
More just dreaming. It was not a goal when you're at the age of 8. And my parents moved here, and we only had 2 little stables, a small indoor arena and a big farmer house.
Mm-hmm.
And parallel to the development of the company of my father, we were able to build one stable after the other, and to enlarge it piece by piece. And so is how Aubenhausen, this yard, has developed. But the passion for dressage, I always liked it, and we all knew if we want to become a good rider, even if we want to become show jumpers later, dressage is the base.
Yeah, that's true.
So we wanted to do it, and my brother thought about becoming a show jumper, but he also was told to do dressage first to have a good
because other way it'll help.
Basic.
Yeah.
And I got stuck to it, and he too.
And so at what point then from there did you decide you wanted to go more than just your local competitions and having fun with that? When did you go, okay, actually I want to be professional, I want this to be a career? When did that take place?
So when I was in my early teenage years, between 12, 13, 14, my brother and I were also skiing. Mm-hmm. We did ski racing because we are living very close to the Alps.
We can see them.
Grandpa, he's not alive anymore, but he wanted us to become good skiers, and he pushed us and helped us to be good at it. our mom was a skier, a professional skier. Our father a sailor.
Okay.
So we come from a sporty family.
Sporty, absolutely.
But
would you say competitive family as well?
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry to interrupt, but if you're enjoying the content here on Horsewheel TV, then become a member and get instant access to hundreds of videos. We cover a variety of topics and disciplines, all horse related. So if you're interested, join now and access all the playlists and all the videos straight away. Okay.
Maybe we have the competitive, gene, do you say that?
Yeah.
In us.
Do you feel like you were born with that burn to win, or it's something that you've learned yourself you want?
No, there's no pressure. But I think, having an older brother is also very competitive.
That's true. That's true.
So you have to be strong.
Were you trying always to one-up each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and doing skiing together, riding together, we always measured ourselves with each other. And that probably helped to become better and better. And that definitely helps now to become that good. And still helps to become even better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And did it come to a point where you had to pick between, going down the competitive road of being an equestrian and a dressage rider or skiing? Did you have to make that choice?
That choice we made when I was 13, 14 years old, because our mom picked us up from school and we drove to the Alps from autumn to spring,
Okay,
the whole
wow.
winter,
Yeah.
and like 3 or 4 times a week. And then we did our ski training, ate in the car, our lunch, came home. Benny rode his pony, I rode my pony, and after that we had to do our homeworks. And
busy schedule.
it was too much. Maybe it was even a little bit earlier when we decided not to do it in a professional way anymore, the skiing.
Yeah.
And then we focused more on riding, and until we had our Abitur, it's called, the high school degree.
Yes. Yeah.
We both rode about 2 horses a day, plus did our homeworks and everything. And after that, we both went to England for 3 months to train our English a little bit, because we needed to improve it after only the school English.
And why did you choose to do that? Why was English important for you to master or become better at?
Yeah, from mastery we are far away.
No, you're very good. Look at this.
No.
Absolutely.
But we wanted to improve it, because when you learn English at school, it's the grammar and everything, but you don't speak and you don't talk, and that's why we wanted to do it after graduating from school. And we did it, and it was a super time, and we were both allowed to take 2 horses with us.
Okay, wow.
It was a super time. Close to Oxford, we went to a stable. And when we came back, we had the opportunity to start to run this yard. And we took the opportunity, but we also took all the responsibility to make it, to make an economic case out of it. That we really didn't take any more money from our father.
To run a
business. We were so happy to be able to have such a beautiful place we can work at, but we worked for it, and we earned our own money by buying young horses, building them up, also selling the horses. That was the first hard thing I had to learn.
Yeah, the good ones you've got to let go of sometimes if you want to keep the machine running.
To sell horses, but I had to learn that there are also other places where they treat the horses very well.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why it's okay now for me. And we can still say no. If it feels wrong for us, we don't sell.
And as you embarked on the journey of, wanting to go down this road, was everybody in your family always supportive of you following your dreams and being part of the horse world as a career?
Yes. Both of us, I have to admit, we studied both. Benny economics, I studied marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And after studying, he also had one foot into the other company my father was running.
Okay.
Now my husband is running. Max, and I was running our fitness center.
Mm-hmm.
So we both were responsible for this yard, but we also both studied, and after studying we also both had another job. My brother was more into real estate, and I was running the fitness center.
Okay.
And after 2 years running another business next to this business, we both realized that we won't become very successful riders, plus become very successful businessmen or women outside Aubenhausen if we don't focus on one thing.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. You can't be too spread.
Yeah, it was the same like skiing. So we had to decide becoming a real estate businessman for my brother, me running a fitness center, or we decided to do Aubenhausen. And luckily, we both decided to run Aubenhausen together.
You had the same goal.
Yeah, and we really like each other, and we are coming along very well, even though we are brother and sister.
Yeah, because I would find that difficult if it was flipped around onto my side. I think with family, it can be difficult sometimes to work with. Yeah. But clearly, you guys have found the right mix.
Perfect.
And so, as your career was building, it's good you had the support. Did you have doubts? Was there moments where you said to yourself, it's not going to happen?
Yeah, definitely. So we were very successful when we were juniors and young riders. We won at Europeans and German championships together, I think 13 medals,
wow.
10 gold medals. So we were so successful. And after that, we realized we won't make the step up to the seniors. With the horses we had. So we sold our European champions also to earn money, to reinvest in youngsters.
Yeah.
And this took 5 years.
It's a big step.
To build them up. One of these youngsters was Zaire, for example. She's now 16. We bought her when she was 5 years old in this time. And it was a very hard time because we were so unsuccessful, both of us. Yeah. We came from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, that's hard.
And it took us 5 to 6 years, and we to learn how to educate and train horses by ourselves. But this was probably the most important time in our life, that we learned how to do it in a very professional and in a very horse-friendly way, because this was the beginning of a new chapter. Yeah. How we want to do it our way.
A shift.
Yeah, it was really a shift, because we also realized that we don't want to do it in this or that way, but we could imagine to do it in that way. But we were we were struggling a lot. We had lots of self-doubts, and we were extremely unsuccessful. And at the age of 24, I was really still thinking about, do I really want to ride, and am I really able to become as good as I wanted to become as a young girl?
Absolutely.
And when I was 26, I really told myself, okay, until 30, I go all in.
Yeah.
And if I don't be at the point where I can see, okay, I'm close to the German team or something like that, I stop doing it in a professional way. But still as a hobby, because I can't stop riding.
Yeah, of course.
But then I would focus on another thing, like running a fitness studio or something like that.
Another
because
venture.
This was also fun.
Yeah.
It was also a nice life.
Of course.
Less stressful, less traveling.
Easy.
Easier life.
Yeah.
But deep in my heart, I really felt that I love what I do, and I wanted to do it in a professional and successful way. So I set the target until 30, and then I make a new decision, because then I still have my studies, I have my job experience and everything, and I can go back to whatever I want. And at the age of 28, I was in the German Olympic squad.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's kind of like what we were talking about. It's manifestation as well.
Yeah.
There,
yeah.
You know, you put it out there. I want to get there before this time, and it's all this energy that you start to attract. We were talking about that before.
Yeah, but if you're attracting in too many directions, it's not working.
It's not going to happen. You need to channel it and be concentrated. Yes. No, but that's true. Yeah. And I guess that can go hand in hand, because as you were saying, you and your brother figured out a way that you could be successful in those years that you were, you know, having to make that switch. And you came up with kind of a different holistic approach towards horse management and how you run the property and everything like that.
Yeah.
How would you say you differentiate from other fellow competitors? Like, because what I've seen here today, you guys do things quite differently here. In a positive way.
I don't like to compare myself with others, but what I can say is that we are still learning, and we are always improving and always trying to, we try to compare it with a big mosaic. Mm-hmm. So every little piece is important.
Yeah.
So it's not only about, so the most important thing for us is that the horses are happy.
Yeah.
And the horses are happy when they come out a lot and when we have a great relationship with them. And this only happens when they also have their field time. So when they have their time where they can jump around if needed,
Yeah, of course.
they can just be horses. And to build a good relationship means to have a respectful understanding for the horse and to see the horse as a partner. But I think most of the riders do that. So that's why I don't want to compare. But maybe
but I think
some
everyone
riders,
does it in their own way.
Yeah, and some riders are afraid that the horses can injure themselves when they go out in the field. But we have made another experience especially because they go out in the field and they come out 4 times a day, they don't injure that much.
They don't
themselves.
go crazy.
Yeah, because they're so calm and happy and there's no...
And desensitized?
There's no energy overload they have to get rid of.
Yeah.
Because they're used to stay out so much.
Because you do run, obviously, you and your brother run the property in a certain kind of way. Was it hard sometimes maybe, and this is maybe, I don't know if there has been criticism, but was it hard maybe hearing criticism or hearing people tell you it won't work that way, you have to do it this way?
No, not in this direct way. But of course, at the beginning when we really started to put every horse out in the field, we felt a little bit brave because we didn't see many others doing that in the high level sport. But it's now about 10 years ago where we started that we really did it with every horse and no excuses. And maybe in the beginning they were, our trainers also said, "Are you really sure?" And but when we were not 100% sure if the horses will behave, we put them in the walking machine before we took them out to the field, or we rode them before that they are warm. And then I think the risk that they get injured is lower, definitely. And they're warmed up.
It's definitely paid off. I mean, you've had an enormous amount of success.
Yeah.
And if you have to look back and think of that one moment that gave you that huge push, that made you feel like, okay, this is like that feeling that you were saying, I'm close.
This was with Une.
Okay, describe to us that moment.
Une came to my yard when he was already 11 years old. This was the first time in my life I got a horse which already knew the Grand Prix movements, and not from the very beginning together with me. It was different because now I had to listen to him and to get to know how he was taught to do the exercises and the movements. And before we could develop a common language. Yeah. So first of all, I had to understand him. And in the beginning, he was not very interested in me. He's a stallion, and I think he loved his former rider. And I was lucky that the owner first took him to her place in Switzerland, Beatrice Büchler-Keller. And after a few months, she decided to bring him back into sport, and she decided to contact me because we were already in touch because she bought a horse here. So this was how I got Une. And Beatrice decided to bring him to my stable, and he was a bit bored of everything, and really had to find a way to get the connection to him. And
he was a bit over it.
Not over it. He was treated very well, I think, but he...
No, in the sense
really
of like bored, like not disinterested.
No, he was not interested in me at the beginning because he was like, what's coming next?
Yeah.
Am I going to stay here or is there another? I don't know.
So motivating him was the first step for you.
Yeah, and becoming real friends. So I didn't do any piaffe on the arena, I did only the piaffe in the forest. Yeah. I tried to make myself interesting for him. It's like flirting.
Yeah, in a way it is. It is. Yeah. It worked.
It obviously worked.
It must be a good flirt.
Very good flirt. It took about 1.5 years until we really got to the top and to a very, very, very high level. And it also took some time to get the strength. And I used the galloping track a lot to get him in shape and to get him powerful and to improve his endurance, and that was actually also a key to his motivation because I really did not train many movements in the beginning. so the first months I was only focusing on making him happy and building up strength.
Yeah, you want to be a
Yeah.
friend first before you ask a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming friends was the biggest chapter for me with Une, and we became very, very, very good friends. So we trust each other to 100%. And yeah, we have had a wonderful career, which I ended 1.5 years ago in Frankfurt at the age of 17. Now he's 19. And it was very emotional, as he was the first horse I was in the top 5 of the world with. And yeah, he was our door opener. He opened up the door, and he was the proof that everything is possible.
And which moment did you pick for the retirement? How did that take place? Because I imagine it would have been quite emotional for you.
I was at the first World Cup final, the 3rd time in the top 3, and I had my personal best scores in Paris at the World Cup finals in 2017 at the age of 17. No, it was in 2018 at the age of 17, and I thought, I don't want to ask more.
Yeah.
I want to say goodbye when he's in top shape, and that everyone keeps him in his mind or her mind in this shape.
And did you know when you were riding your last test that it was your last test?
No, luckily not.
Oh, okay.
But I had a big farewell
Okay.
for him in Frankfurt
Yeah.
a few months later, and this was very emotional.
Yeah. I can
It's
imagine.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can Google it.
Okay, yeah. I think I've
It's-
actually seen some snippets of
yeah,
it already.
It was very emotional.
But can you guide us through the feelings you had just on the last few laps? How did that feel?
I had a laughing eye and a crying eye, because
Yeah.
I was so grateful and so happy that I could have made this special experience with this special horse. And I was so grateful that his owner told me that he can stay with me until his very last day.
Yeah, that's also special.
That's so special. And on the other hand, of course, a chapter was
Yeah.
closing. And
But I feel like you need those big moments to kind of give you the opportunity to also move forward. Like if you would have
Yeah.
just ended it at the last show and you didn't
Yeah.
even know, you kind of don't get closure.
that's true.
It's almost like going through like a bit of a heartbreak. You have to
Yeah.
have that last conversation to
Yes.
put it away
Yes.
and start the next chapter, which
Yes.
is he's still here.
yeah,
But it is
yeah.
a new chapter in a way. It's
Yeah,
different.
It is.
It's got a different dynamic.
But I sometimes show him still at Aubenhausen Live, because
Okay.
he loves to present
He's
himself.
a showman.
And he's so fit.
Yeah.
It's so
Okay.
good.
But that's nice that you get to still kind of share that a little bit
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
And so now moving on to more present times in the future, there's another special horse happening.
Many.
Many, that's for sure. But you've had a huge amount of success in the last years, especially last year and this year as well. This year's been a bit,
Yeah,
tough.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling moving into the future potentially for Tokyo, if it still goes ahead? What is your feeling towards everything and then Paris and the future with the horses you have now?
If the horses stay fit and sound, and I'm doing everything I can to keep them fit and happy and motivated, I think my future can be very bright, because I have wonderful horses coming up. And the cool thing is that even when I rode Une, I was already developing Dalera.
Yeah.
And now I'm with Dalera in the top 3 of the world, and still
Incredible.
developing the next horse. And Zaire was also already in the top 10, or might be soon in the top 10 of the world ranking. And it's so good to have always horses coming up. And of course, not every horse can do the big step in the big Grand Prix sport, but we managed to bring more and more horses up there. Also
Which is
my brother-
exciting, which
yeah.
means you're doing something right.
We
for sure.
have 4 horses in the top 25.
Incredible.
Yeah, and it's super. And actually, this is the proof that we are on the right way, even though if we do, or maybe especially because we do some things different.
Do you still have doubts though? Like I've got some days that I ride and I get on and I'm like, what am I doing? I just don't have that focus on that day, or something's going on and I'm like, it's almost like you forget how to ride for like 5 minutes and you're like, what's going on? And then you regroup. And do you have that, or you're so it's so part of your life now that it all flows quite
No,
well.
I have good and bad days as well, but that I don't know how to ride, no.
That's just me. It's just me. I have that. Some days I'm like, what is it? What's going on?
But when I feel that I'm too tired or just not focused, I better not train. Then I
That's a
go
good
out
tip
for a
everyone,
hack.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair for the horse and it makes no sense to train.
No, absolutely.
So
that's
when
true.
I realized, so I'm reflected enough now, getting older, I really decide not to train.
Yeah.
Because when I'm not centered, balanced, or not in a good mood, I shouldn't train.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. And the horses feel so much of what we feel. So as soon as we're off, they're off as well.
The thing is, as soon as I'm sitting on a horse, I'm 99.9% in a perfect mood.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's really good.
Yeah, but when there is something I'm struggling with or thinking about, I go out for a hack out in the forest.
And it's good that you have your brother to bounce ideas off of. I
Yeah.
know we already discussed that you guys work quite closely together.
Very.
And so how has the relationship with your brother helped you in your career?
Oh, it has always helped me because having a tough competitor within your training team helps to improve your riding.
Yeah.
All the time, because when you see him training, you think, okay, I have to train. And we are, do you say congenius? Do you say, so we are a very good combination because he's thinking a lot about everything and I'm just doing it out of a feeling.
Okay.
And I'm more the playing girl and just,
You're like, I'll have a
making
feel
fun
for
with
it
the horses,
yeah.
and he's more the serious part. So I help him to take it a little bit more easy and to play a little bit more with the horses, and he helps me to come back to work and to be a little bit more stricter and more in the detail with the training of different movements.
Yeah, absolutely. And now there's a new challenge also in your life because you're a mother.
Yeah.
So how was that a scary thing for you to think, I've got to have a child and I've got to take that rest as well? Was that a scary feeling to be, pursuing a professional career but having to juggle that and make that, not sacrifice, but taking that time?
Of course, so life changes 100%. It's you're responsible not only for all the horses but also for something even more special. It's your own child, and it changed everything, but still helped me to become more successful than ever after giving birth. So it was something in me I obviously always wanted to become a mother, and since Moritz is here, I'm even more fulfilled, and I really love what I do. But on the other side, of course, I had sleepless nights and everything is a little bit more exhausting, but I love it. I love him, I love my life, and I love the horses around me. But it's tough because you really have to set your time schedule every day around your son.
Yeah,
so
of course. He takes priority.
Yeah, he takes the first priority, and when he's in the kindergarten, I'm riding, and when he comes back from the kindergarten, I'm the mommy.
Yeah.
But I take him with me to the stable to cuddle the horses.
And he's into horses, or?
More into tractors and.
Okay, I was telling you before, that's better. It's so much better. It's gonna save you a lot of money like that.
But he's not afraid at all. And he's riding our little ponies sometimes, and he's trotting them, and he has.
Nice.
I think he has a very good balance and a very good feeling. But he was riding with me for 8 months.
so he got that feeling as well.
Yes, I think so too. But maybe it will come one day. You started riding when you were 8 years old.
Yeah, true.
So
some people start even later. So you never know.
And I don't push him.
Yeah.
So when he asks me, "Mommy, can I ride?" we ride.
Yeah.
And he prefers to ride together with me. And then he's also doing pirouettes and piaffe passage. He loves it.
How amazing. Imagine if everybody had that opportunity.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But I'm not pushing.
Yeah. Okay, but I think that's a good way to be.
Yeah.
So you're quite passionate about fitness and rider fitness, which I think is something that in our community doesn't really get spoken about enough. I think a lot of people always focus on the horse. And then if you turn the tables, there could be more focus on the rider. Where did this passion for fitness start for you, and how do you think it has helped you in your riding?
It also started about 10 years ago, when we were more and more finding our own way of how we want to do it. Of course, we were always a very sporty family, but I have a hashtag, be as fit as you expect your horse to be.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's so fair, because we can't ask our horses to move like dancers if we are not the right partner to dance with.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
this is, I think, pretty fair for our horses.
You don't see unfit ballerinas, like it just doesn't work.
No,
yeah.
And it's a sport, and we should do something for our balance, for our stretching, for our strengths, core strengths especially, to be the right partner for our horses to work with.
And so I guess that's why DrFit kind of came into play. So can you tell us a little bit more about why you decided to start that?
I got more and more requests from my community also. Oh, can you share them fitness exercises? We see that you're doing extra fitness, and we love your position, your riding, everything. And yeah, the idea was born to share it, to share how we train, and we decided together with our coach. He has been our fitness trainer for 7 or 8 years now, personal trainer, Marcel André, to develop a sports program especially made for riders.
Okay.
Even if it's called Dressure Fit, it's not only for dressage.
Yeah.
It's for every rider. And
Absolutely.
we have Western riders who use it,
wow.
which who are very happy. And it's very short, efficient, in 3 levels, and you can include it into your daily routines as you have workouts from 10 minutes to 25 minutes and not longer. So even there is no excuse.
Yeah, because even for me, I went through a patch where I was really going to the gym a lot. I think it was about a year ago, that I think it was 8 months. I gained a lot of weight. I did a lot of muscle strength and stretching, and I have to say it made a huge difference on my riding. I didn't hold it up, but that's my fault. But I do think that it has a huge element to also being competitive. But you did tell me that you wanted me to try one of the lessons. So that's where we're heading to after this. Is there anything that you want to warn me on how it's going to go? Like, what does a class look like?
Today we'll do a medium class, for example.
Okay.
We will have a little warm up, and we have some exercises. Usually it's not longer than, maybe today it's 40 minutes, but the exercises are easy for you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Maybe it's level medium.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I should be able to handle it then, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been lovely to chat with you, but I am excited to get to the
pleasure.
gym now and see. You can put me through the rings and we can see. Because a lot of these things I want to try and apply them when I go home. So I'm going to pay as much attention as possible. Thank you so much for having this chat, and I think we can head to the gym now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, thank you.
The gym is in the garden.
Oh, okay, so we're that way.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go that way then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that's this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, then become a member where you can watch hundreds of videos like this, all horse-related content, different disciplines, topics, and they're all right there for you to access straight away. So become a member and get full access to the content right now.